Hey guys, this is me Kong again from POSH coaching classes. Today we are going to start chapter 4. We have already started chapter 4. We are done with exercise first, and we are done with the introduction as well in my previous video. If you have not seen the video, you can just click on the I button and you will get to know about the first exercise of the chapter Determinants. Now, before going to exercise number 2 of this particular chapter, we need to understand few properties of the particular chapter, that is determinants. There are 6 properties, that's what I have written here, 6 important properties of determinants. I will jot them down here, and at the same time I will actually explain you how that happens. So there are 6 properties. What you need to just remember and keep in mind, without those 6 properties you may not be able to do or solve the questions. So let's go ahead and start with the first property. If you have seen the first video and if you are done with the chapter matrices, the previous chapter, you must know what is a row and what is a column. Just to make you understand a row and a column, if there is something horizontally and there is something vertically. If you are talking about horizontal, then you are talking about rows, and if it is horizontal, if it is vertical, then it is column. So you need to remember this. So what it says the value of the determinant remains unchanged. If there is a determinant and the values we are finding it with the help of a row or column, it is your choice, it remains unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. Let's take an example to just understand what it actually says. So I'm taking an example. I'll just get an example here. For example, I have delta 261 minus 3 0 5, then I have 5 4 and minus 7. For example, this is my determinant. If I find the value, if I try to solve it, what do I have to do? I have to keep it. I'm taking the column or row, it's your choice. So I'm taking the row here. So this and this is left. We have 0 multiplied by minus 7, 0, minus 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. Then positive, the second one will be negative, then we have another negative. Then what to multiply? We have this and this has to be left. 6, 7 means 42. 4 multiplied by 1 is 4. Then positive, negative, and then positive. If I'm talking about 5 here, this and this left. 6 by 30 minus 1 multiplied by 0 is 0. So what do I have here? It is 2 minus 20, then I have minus, this is minus 3, and then minus 46, then plus 5 and 30. Then it is minus 40, then I have minus, this is 6, 18, 4 to 12 and 13, minus multiplied minus positive, and 5 3 is 50, 150. Then it is minus 40 minus 138 plus 150. What do I have? We have to add these two. It is 40, 138, 8, 7, 1. So it is minus 178 plus 150. So if I just deduct 150, it is 8 and 2. That means minus 28. So the value of delta is minus 28. Now this was just a simple determinant, and just using the row method, I took this row, I got the answer minus 28. Now what does it say? It says if we change the columns or rows. So let us rub this off. Just remember the answer is minus 28. So now I will take delta 1, like 2 minus 3 5, then it was 6 0 4, and then 1 5 minus 7. So it is 261, then I have minus 3, 0 and 5, 5, 4 and minus 7. So if you remember the delta which I used earlier, it was 2, minus 3, 5, then I had 6, 0, 4 and then 1, 5 and minus 7. If you see here and there, it is the row here was 2, minus 3 and minus 5. It has become the column 2, minus 3, minus 5. Then same 6, 0, 4 is a row there and we have a column here, and the same with the last one. So let's try and find the answer here. Again, I'll take this row 2, this and this gone, it is 0, minus 20, so it is positive, then the negative 6, 3, 7, 21, minus 5, 5, 25, then positive 1, this and this gone, 3, 4, 12, minus 0. So it is 2, minus 20, then 6, 21 minus 25 is minus 4, plus 1, minus 12. What do I have? I have minus 40, minus multiplied minus positive 24, and then minus 12. So 40 and 12 both are negative, so it is 40 and 12, 52, minus 52 plus 24. So if I subtract 52 from 24, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 8, 28, and that too negative. So if you remember, when we solved this thing, it was minus 28. Even after changing the rows and columns, we got the same answer, minus 28. So this satisfies our first property, that is the value of the determinant remains unchanged even if its rows and columns are interchanged. So I hope you got this one. Now let's move to the second one, the second property. All right guys, so this is property number 2, and the property number 2 says if any two rows or columns of a determinant are interchanged, so we are talking about two rows, so or even the columns, then the sign of the determinant changes. So I'll take the same previous example. We just solved this determinant and we got the answer minus 28. So now as per this, what I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to change either two rows or columns. So let me take delta 1 equal to, for example, I have this, I'll just take it as it is, 2, minus 3 and 5, and let's interchange row 2 and 3. So in the place of row 2, I'll write row 3, 1, 5, minus 7, and 6, 0, 4. So what I'm supposed to get, I'm supposed to get an answer which has to be 28 but positive. Why? Because the sign of the determinant changes. So if it is negative 28, I need to get an answer 28. So let's see if I get 28. So let's see, delta 1 is equal to 2. I'm taking the row, this and this is left, 5, 4, 20, minus 0, then negative, negative 3, this and this neglected, 1 multiplied by 4 is 4, 6 multiplied by 7 is 42 but plus, and then I have positive 5, this and this left, 1 multiplied by 0, 0, 30. Now, so delta 1 is equal to 2, 20, positive 3, then I have 46 plus 5 minus 30, then it is 40 plus 18, 13, and minus 150. Now I need to add 40 and 138, 871, and then I have to deduct 150, that is 28. So if you see, this satisfies property 2. The property 2 was that you have to interchange any two rows or columns. You will get the answer that will be just the sign, that will be same, but just the sign will be opposite. If there was no minus here, we could have got minus 28 here. So this is property number 2. Let's move to property number. Right guys, so we have property 3. What does it say? It says if any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, that means all the corresponding elements are same. I'll just let you know in a bit. The value of the determinant is 0. So what does it say? If I take an example here, I'll take an example like I have a delta here. It is 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3 and 3, 2, 3. Did you notice one thing? The noticeable thing is this row and this row, they are exactly the same. 3, 3, 2, 2, 3 and 3. So whenever you have a determinant where you have two rows or two columns similar, the answer will be 0. We will solve this and just check. So if I take the first row, 3, this and this, just to leave that, 2 3s are 6, minus 6, then positive, then I have negative 2, then this and this will be left over, 2 3 6, minus 3 3 9, positive, then I have 3, this and this left, 2 multiplied by 2 4, 3 multiplied by 2 6. So what do I have? It is 3 multiplied by 0, minus 2, 6, minus 3, plus 3, minus 2. So this is 0. Then minus minus means plus 2 into 3, 6. Plus minus is minus 6. That means 0. So quite a simple one. What do you have to remember? If you have two rows or two columns similar, their corresponding elements are all same. It can be a row or a column. So you need to remember it can be a row or a column. So whenever you have two rows or columns similar or identical, the value of the determinant has to be 0. This is your property 3rd. Now let's move to this is our property number 4. So what does the property number 4 say? It says if each element of a row or column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k, then its value gets multiplied by k. So again here also you need to remember it can be either a row or a column. Let me take an example and it will be much clearer to you. For example, I have delta 1 0 2, then I have 18, then I have 36, then I have 1 3 4, and then I have 17 3 and 6. Okay, so here I can see one thing very clearly, that these three things I can take few things common. These things are in the table 6. So if I see 102, yes, it is divisible by 6. 6 1s are 6, 4 2 6 7 42, 6 3s are 18 and 6 6 are 36. So I can write it as 6 multiplied by 7, 17 I mean, then it is 1 and 17, then I have 6 multiplied by 3, then I have 3 and 3, and then 6 multiplied by 6, then I have 4 and 6. So any problems, I can write it just like that, because I can see common 6 in all these three terms. Now I can do one thing, I can take the 6 out, and what do I have? I have 17 1 and 17, 3 3 3, 6 4 and 6. This is what it says, that the element of a row or a column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant. So this is the constant, then its value gets multiplied by the k. Its value, I mean to say the determinant's value gets multiplied by k. So the k is 6 here. But have you noticed one more thing here? If you see row 1 and row 3, they are again identical. So in our previous property, we just got to know that if two rows or two columns are similar, then the value is 0. So it is 6, then 0. So the answer will be 0. But just to make sure the constant thing, so this is what the constant is, it can be taken from a row or even from a column. So this is your property number 4. Now we'll move to property number 5. This is property number 5, the second last property. So what does it say? It says if some or all elements of a row or column of a determinant are expressed as a sum of 2 or more terms, then determinant can be expressed as a sum of 2 or more determinants. Let's take an example to make it much clearer. So I will take an example. For example, I will say, let's take an example, a1 plus lambda 1, b1, c1, similarly a2 plus lambda 2, b2, c2, and a3 plus lambda 3, b3, and c3. So this is the determinant which I have been given. Now, according to this, I can do one thing here. I can write this as a1, b1, c1, then a2, b2, c2, and then a3, b3, c3. So this is my first determinant, and then the leftover lambda 1, lambda 2, and lambda 3. Lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, and rest remains same. B1, B2, okay, B1 here, B2, B3, then I have C1, C2, C3. So if you understood, this thing was actually, the first row was made up of 2 terms. So what we did, we just divided the 2 terms. In the first determinant we have the a1, a2, and a3, and in the second one we have lambda 1, lambda 2, and lambda 3. Rest the same. So this is what our fifth property is. Now we will move to property number 6. Guys, so this is our last property, and this is property number 6. So what does it say? It says if to each element of any row or column of a determinant the equimultiples of the corresponding elements of the other row or column are added, then the value of the determinant remains same. So let's understand what does it say. Let me take an example here. For example, I'll take delta equals to a1, b1, c1, then I'll take a2, b2, c2, and a3, b3, c3. So according to this particular property, what does it say? It says if we add, for example, I'll take a1 and I will add this third one with a constant plus k c1, then b1 and c1, then a2 plus k c2, b2, c2, and a3 plus k c3, b3, and c3. So this is what actually it says. It says you add any of the rows or columns, it doesn't matter. If you're talking about row, I have taken the row, I'm adding the first row with a constant equimultiple. So equimultiple means I have taken k, which is equimultiple, which is same with any of the rows. You can take second or third. Now if you remember the previous property, I can divide this with in 2 actually. So it is a1, b1, c1, then I have a2, b2, c2, then I have a3, b3, and c3. Then positive sign, then I can write k c1, k c2, k c3, then I have b1, c1, then I have b2, c2, and then I have b3, c3. So if you see, this thing is again the same, and here if I take k common, I will have c1, c2, and c3. I have the last row also c1, c2, and 3. Whenever we have two similar rows or columns, it becomes 0. So what do I have? I have this thing left, and this is equal to 0. So this is again equal to this. So that's what it was. The value of the determinant remains same even if we have multiplied it and added it with another row. So this is our sixth property. I hope you understood this. We will be using all these 6 properties in our next exercise, because the exercise is based on the properties. So I thought you should know the properties first, then only we can start the exercise. So please go through these properties, 6 properties. I will be coming up with another video on the particular exercise, that is the next exercise, where we will be using all these properties and questions. So please wait for the video. I will be uploading it soon. So this is all about it for today. You can just go through my first video and the second video so that you can understand exactly what the determinants are. So I will see you in the next one. You have a safe time, and please do subscribe to POSH coaching classes. Thanks a lot.